Zaire, a bit of a breakout year for you last year. You had some injuries earlier on in your career. How good did it feel to complete a full season? And what are you looking forward to this year?
It felt really awesome. It's just to show that all you work you put in the off season and just making sure you come out this camp healthy, competing with a bunch of great guys. It definitely felt like a successful season. Obviously we didn't finish how we wanted to, but like for me personally, that was one of my first seasons I come out healthy, and it helped me progress in this off season as well. So I'm excited for this season. I feel also that it gave me a little bit of more confidence in performing on the field and my game and the routine that I take to perfect my craft.
Coach Lester just talked about the depth. This team specifically on defense, one of the deepest teams he says he's had. When you look across the board at the type of guys you have at every level outside, are you see what this defense can do this year?
Very excited. I 100% agree. I think the depth in this team is going to be awesome. I heard this phrase says defense is in depth, and I agree. And I feel like a lot of our veteran guys do a great job bringing those young guys along, teaching them the defense, and them buying in. It's a two-way street, So them doing their part and us doing their part is only going to make the team better. I feel that them also just buying into the team culture around here has been awesome too.
How do you think Jack looked out there today at quarterback?
I think Jack is awesome. I've been seeing him throw for a few weeks now. I have a lot of promise in him. I think he's going to do great things for us, and I know he's excited to take this role and our quarterback of this team.
Coach mentioned maybe some skepticism that comes with having a brand new quarterback in there without a start to his name. Have you guys paid attention to where some different outlets have slated you as far as maybe finishing in the conference race? And I guess what do you maybe think of that? A lot of people think you like somewhere around fourth in the MAC West. Do you guys pay attention to that? Does that motivate you at all?
Me personally, not really. I just think those are like they are preseason polls. I guess we just have to see on game day and just through this season. Everybody always has a lot to say, so we'll have to see this season.
I believe you and Corvin finished tied for the team leading tackles last year. Who's going to take it this year?
I don't know. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I know he does, so it's going to be a battle for sure.
Having all three linebackers back with you, Corbin, and Ryan, and then also the rest with guys like you, I guess how confident does it make you feel that this team is going to be ready to go for the next stage?
Very, very confident. I feel like a lot, just depth below Boone. There's going to be a lot of guys that can help us out on special teams, and I hope they embrace that role. Boone including, he's going to be awesome in addition to our defense and being rotated into our defense as well. I think it's going to help us a lot in the long run, especially if you guys know it's a long season, so guys sometimes having to get banged up, and it's going to be awesome for guys to be confident and step up and ready to play.
Braden, we lost a couple of big names on the defensive line, but as Coach Espo likes to do, everybody gets to see time and rotate it in. How do you feel about the group coming into the season?
Yeah, we lost Ralph and Ali, but I think that just leaves opportunity for more guys to step up. I'm glad to be able to take the leadership role, but we still got guys like Andre Carter, Marshawn Nealon. We brought in Warren Dabney and Hosey, and I think as a whole the depth is better, and especially with the guys we lost last year, we were able to set a standard for how we played defensive line here, and I think it's starting to show in the weight room, the meeting room, especially out in the practice field. Just the pace that we practice is a whole lot better, and that's a testament to how like the guys from last year that were here and years behind that set that standard, and it's cool to carry it on.
Coach Lester just got done talking about that depth, especially I know you guys are going to rotate on the D-line a lot, but how does it really help you guys early in camp to stay fresh?
Yeah, always rotating guys is cool. Especially in those long drives. 8 plays, 9 plays. We got to get bodies out there. We're big guys, we got to get a breather. But that's the best thing about what we have right now. We got enough guys to rotate in that we can come off the field for 4 plays, and we got to get right back in. We can, and yeah, we got a lot of depth, and we like what we have out there. We're able to roll out there.
You're going to get a front seat view for the battle there on the offensive line. I know it's tough to say since it's been the first practice, but are you looking forward to testing them out?
Oh, for sure. Even spring was a battle, but now we got some new faces over there, and it's always a battle between offense and defensive line. We didn't have shoulder pads on today, but it's still full contact, still physical. We're getting after it up front, but that's how we breed each other to be better. That competition between the offense and defensive line, that's what starts. That's what gets us as a whole, and that's what's going to make us a better team.
A lot of quarterback hurries and sacks went out the window, like you mentioned, with Ali and Ralph even. Do you feel like this defensive line has a different dynamic than last year's? Do you think it'll maybe take some time for some of the new guys to gel?
Maybe so, but like I said earlier, I think it's just opportunities for guys to step up. I mean, we got new faces, but who we're bringing back is also have a lot of experience too. Maybe if they didn't even play here, but they're old schools, they still have a lot of in-game experience. So we may not have individual guys putting up those same numbers, but as a whole, I believe that we can combine and make the numbers even better.
Coach mentioned this was maybe the tightest team that he's been around. Do you
100%.
get that feel?
100%. I think throughout this summer and even throughout the spring, I mean, where we are right now is by far, even in my 5 years, the tightest we've been since I've been here. Just even in the locker room, meeting room, it's just a different energy, different confidence about who we are here, and it's going to be a really special season.
Why is that, though? I mean, is there one thing you can point to that helped bring the team together? You know, what is it?
The biggest thing we did in the first week of June, we had the Navy SEALs come in, and we did a 2-day training session with them and confidence building with them, and that really brought us together. They put us in some adverse situations, and we had to come together and figure out how to get through those. And that was the first time we really got put in those kind of situations as a whole, not just offense, defensively, but we were able to come together, and it's showing right now. I mean, guys are holding each other accountable more than we ever have. Guys are gelling more than we ever have in the locker room. It's a lot of fun.
All right, Coach, just give us your thoughts on the first practice.
Oh, it was a good day. You know, guys flying around, and thought for the most part we stayed up. It's really hard. I call it fake football, you know, when you can't really hit, but it's hard to stay up. And I thought top to bottom we did a good job. We stayed away from the quarterback. A lot of MAs today, guys figuring out, the whole thing moves a lot faster when we get out here for the first time. So we got a lot of work to do, but yeah, that was a good starting spot.
Early, first practice, no depth chart is set. I understand that, but all eyes are going to be on the quarterback battle going into fall camp. You know, what are you seeing through the summer into today that leads you to decide, okay, these are the guys I like in this order?
Yeah, I mean, Jack was our backup ball last year. You know, got in one drive against Pitt, did a great job, went 4 for 4, took us down the field. Had a great spring, great summer. So I've told everybody the race just began today, but he's in the pole position. He got most of the reps with the ones. The back shoulder one he threw on down the sideline was impressive. Thought he made good decisions. We got to watch the film, but I thought Stone threw pretty good. Marion threw pretty good. The young guys are swimming. They look like young guys right now, but they both can throw it. So I think, you know, Stone really, I thought, came on in the summer. We got here in the spring and came from Alabama, and he didn't really know what he was doing much. And then summer he started calming down, knowing what he's doing. So I think he's coming on a little bit, but he's going to have to go earn his spot, Jack is. But he's definitely, you know, he's in the lead and he's doing a good job. And it's, you know, he's got to go and try to extend that lead, and the other guys try to chase him. That's part of the deal. But he had a good day one.
The receivers, I wanted to ask, it's one thing we didn't talk about yesterday, but behind Corey, how do you see that shaking out?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You know, we have Sambucci played a lot the last couple of years and has done a really good job. Kavion Mack's been a guy who's been getting better and better and better as he's grown up. Another guy, Henry's been he was probably ready to play last year as a freshman. We just didn't need to, so we redshirted him. So I really feel like our young wide receiver core is pretty talented. Then you add in A.J. Abbott and Jelani Galloway, one from Boston College, one from Wisconsin, and now you're talking. You know, to have some veterans in there. They're both juniors with 2 years left, thanks to COVID. And so we got some. Now we have 3 veterans and 3 or 4 young guys. So I think we all know Corey Crooms and what he's done and what he can do. And Jelani's catch he made over here in the corner was unbelievable. And AJ's back shoulder catch standing on the sideline. So it's going to be a heck of a battle. We're going to rotate a ton through, but I love our depth, and we had to go out and get that depth. But I really like the group that we have. It's going to be fun to see who number 2 and 3 ends up being, and really in a rotationary receiving core room, which will be who is 4, 5, and 6. You know, so it's going to be a good competition.
You have 3 open spots. Sorry, you have 3 open spots on the offensive line. How much of that is still up for grabs, so to speak? I mean, like Jack, you said, it's the pole position. Are there guys in the pole position for those jobs?
Well, Jack Sherwin at right tackle is done a great job. He had a great spring. We played him at tight end last year just because we wanted him on the field. He's played a ton of football. I moved him from tackle to tight end just to block, and he played pretty much the whole season at tight end, blocked his tail off. He's finally got to close to 300 pounds. I think he's 295 right now. So I'm really excited about him. He's a veteran that's played a lot of football for us. The other 2 spots are wide open. I mean, today we had I think it was Campbell and West played them. They're the veterans. They deserve the first shot at it. But I mean, Adam Vandervest is ready to go. Matt Mutertes, I'm trying to say it right. Matt. He came from Western Illinois. He's looked really good today. Calvin Maraski looked really good. Briggs is coming back. I mean, we've known this was coming for years. So we've been recruiting this. We have about 8 guys fighting for those last 2 spots. And it's going to be one heck of a battle. And but those are wide open. We gotta put different lineups together. We know Gideon, we know Deathridge, and I think we know Sherwin. And the other 2, there's 7 capable guys fighting for it. So it's a fun. This is going to be a great camp for offensive line. Not so much when you have helmets on only, but the depth is exactly where we want it to be. And now let the competition begin. It's going to be fun.
Took some things off your plate with the addition of that offensive coordinator.
Yes.
The addition of Mr. Thorne. It's a little bit different feel for you in this type of camp, knowing you don't have to do as much as you have in years before.
It's been great for me just to have a guy that I've known for 30 years. I mean, we were brought up the same way, so the way he thinks is the way I think, and it's fun to be able to hop in the offensive room and the defensive room and be an advocate on both sides and not have to be so much on one side that I can't help Lou or can't see it. And really, today was the first time that as I watched practice, I was able to go to Lou and say, hey, we missed a check there, and then go over to Jeff and say we didn't get the flip there, and really help on both sides. That's my job, other than that, make sure the balls have plenty of air in them, but I have 2 guys that have been head coaches and have had a ton of success, and they take pride in their work, and they're doing a great job on both sides, and Double D's running the special teams now and has done a really good job. So it is definitely a different role, but it's been exciting for me to truly be a head coach and try to help in all positions when they need help or need an eye on a drill. I can get over there, and so it's different, but it's exciting for me.
Andre Carter also didn't dress today. Do you expect him to be back?
Yeah, him and Fisk could have played today, but there's certain guys that have played so much football that there he is right there. They're battling. He's battling through a calf thing. The other one's a toe thing. They could have gone. If it was game day, they would have gone. We're just trying to bring them back slowly, be smart with it. The veterans that have played 20, 30 college football games, we're trying to just be smart with. I think Fisk, you might have thought Fisk dressed up today, but he didn't do much anything, which was really hard for him to be back there. He's itching and screaming at all the D linemen, but he's ready to go. We're just going to bring those guys along slowly.
The 2 receivers that you mentioned, Galloway and Abbott, talk a little bit more about what they bring specifically to this offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's one experience. Okay, 2 is Jelani Galloway is out of Boston College, kind of an his film was great at Boston College, getting open, can catch the ball over the middle. He's got good speed, maybe not great speed, really good speed, great route running ability, and great hands. So he fits our H position really well within our new offense, not our old offense H position, but the new one. And then AJ's a Michigan kid, from West Bloom, and he was the second fastest guy on that Wisconsin football team. He can flat out run. He's big. We didn't have a lot of size, and that was one thing Coach Thorne we put an emphasis on in the transfer portal, trying to get some length in our receiving room. And I mean, he can run, which we need at the X position, a guy that can flat out roll. And so it's great to have a guy that can take it out, just run by people and go up over the top. And so they both great kids, great students, college graduates. Excited to be here. They fit the roles we need around Corey Crooms. Now they still got to compete with the other guys that want to fill those roles, but I think we hit 2 home runs with those 2 guys with what we need in this offense to put around Corey. And then you have Hentz back, who we could have used last year, but he got hurt, and we haven't had a guy like him since Gio that can do. You probably saw that today. He can do some things, and it would have been awesome to have him last year, but unfortunately he got hurt, and now he medicaled, and he's back for his final year this year.
Mario Roberson looks like he is playing without a brace on his knee for about the first time in a while.
Yes.
How do you see him kind of fitting into the defense?
We moved him to Sam. We moved him out of the safety role and into the Sam linebacker role. Less movement, less space. He's super athletic. he's doing a good job. You know, he'll be behind Zaire. Zaire's a senior. You know, Harrison Taylor's also at that position. He's a senior though too, and so we just wanted to get him in a place where we think he could be great. You know, and protect his knee a little bit. There's just less movement. Like you can look at the GPS units every single day and figure out Sams don't run as much as the field safety. Field safety's running sideline to sideline every play. The Sam doesn't move it quite as much. So he was excited about the change. He's accepted it. He's fired up about it. He's been in here studying with the coaches, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this camp looks like with him at Sam linebacker. Today was day one for him.
A lot of different guys returning punts today. Does anyone have the edge today?
No, you have the edge, Patrick. We're searching for a guy that we. I mean, obviously we got one of the best kick returners I think in the country. Punt returners, we got a couple good. We just got to kick them a lot of live balls, and that's one of those positions, like the offensive line guard spots that are. It's going to be. We got about 25 days figured out. And we're going to be looking every single day.
That's kind of a basic question, but what are the expectations for y'all this year? I know you had a pretty good season. How do you guys plan to build on that?
Yeah, I mean this is one of those seasons. I think that's the most fun thing about college football. So I think it's the reason that I love it so much is that, you know, I can't get Tom Brady for 17 years, right? Like we have to turn. When we had Wassing, knowing who he was, and then knowing who Caleb Ellaby was. And we were going to stink because we didn't have Caleb. We didn't have a quarterback. And so it's fun to see new people come in and get roles. And then, you know, obviously Corey Davis was gone. And then Jaden Reed. And then Jaden Reed was gone. And then D'Eskridge. And then Sky Moore. And then Carooms. And so that's watching someone kind of step into their own is one of the best parts of the job. So I think we have more depth and experience and talent on defense than we've ever had, which is exciting. Because that can keep you in games. Offensively, we got a lot of new faces. The tight end spot, no one knows that, but we know them really well. We love our run game. I'm excited to see the quarterback play and get a new guy gets an opportunity. But I mean, this is going to be one of our deepest teams we've ever had. But when you don't have a proven quarterback, there's some, you know, there's skepticism there, which is all right. But it's the exciting part. You know, so I'm excited for this team. This is probably our tightest team. This is, I think this is my first team that I've recruited every single person on this team. You know, so I know mom, dad. I've been in the living. Other than COVID year, I was in the living rooms. You know, and so this is going to be a fun year to coach, fun team to coach.